Okay.
What's that noise? It sounds like someone's blowing air over a bottle.
It's feedback.
Ooh.
It's somebody blowing the air over a bottle. It's like a.
That's why you said it.
Yeah, we're thinking it's getting
It sounds like someone's blowing air over a bottle.
Somebody blowing the air over a bottle.
That's why you said it. I love the reverb.
There we go. How's that?
Good. Can't hear it. I just wanted to give it a couple seconds. You gonna image tonight?
I don't know. Are we imaging tonight,
I
Jerry?
don't know. Why don't you? He's on the phone with Wes. Don't you know how to run your mount yet?
I'm still updating my software.
Is it? Oh, is it for the TDM still?
Yeah, and all that. So yeah, we got to configure some more.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get out your DSLR and do it.
Why would I do that?
Because
I don't have a DSLR.
Yes, you do.
No, company does.
Okay, sorry. Are you going to use the company's DSLR?
I'll have to ask the president of the company if he would allow that.
I think I know the guy. I think I know a guy.
You think you know that guy, huh?
Is that under the, is that one of the authorized use cases for it?
Yeah, the president says so.
Yeah, we're gonna try that first before we.
My moments of Zen is Clear Light 58. Okay, I didn't know that. Clear skies here north of Boston. Going to set up in just a few. That's cool. Mike says use my iPhone. Mike, we are making we're coming close to an iPhone astrophotography contest. So
It's extremely close.
Jeff says, I hear you have some pull around there. Sometimes I do, you know.
I mean, it just depends on if you catch the president in a good mood or not.
He might have some pull. I don't know how much push he has.
Jerry, just about as much as you do.
I know. I that's right.
Hard to do it when you're all the way where you are.
Well, so there was that was a little video from NASA about celebrating World Wildlife Day or something. So kind of cool. Anyways, welcome to the 134th episode of the OpenGOTO Community with Tyler Bowman and Jerry Hubbell and yours truly, Scott Roberts. So, and also joining us is the Explorer Remote Telescope. They're over there. So that's right. Yay. Anyhow, we've got a good show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about the astrophotography contest that's currently being run, and we're going to talk a little bit about the 35th Global Star Party that's going to be co-hosted by Gary Palmer, Gary Palmer Astronomy, and Jerry is going to cover the last segment of improvement to your astrophotography, his taxonomy list there. So let's go ahead and get started with you, Tyler.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Tyler here with Explorer Scientific. Well, DSLR. I'm going to try to get out and do some DSLR work tonight. We have a total of 20 entries so far. I'm going to have to move my camera. That's going to bug me. There we go. So we have 20 entries so far. That's not where I would like to be, but you know, it's a good start for sure. Hopefully over the weekend, some people will start submitting. I need to start doing some more promotion on it on my end. I'm just wrapped up trying to get some stuff done here at work. Scott, I do believe, weren't you telling me that we're going to take the last contest winners and put them in the Sky and what was the Sky Up magazine?
Yes.
The Sky Up magazine, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
You want to tell them a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Skies Up magazine is a free global astronomy magazine. So you're if you were you placed first, second, third, or honorable mention in our astrophotography contest, your images are going to appear in this magazine, which will be distributed all over the world. The Skies Up magazine originally started with David Levy being the editor-in-chief of that magazine. It is now, it's semi-retired, was kind of laying dormant for a little while, and then we decided to pick the magazine back up under the Explorer Alliance umbrella. That magazine, the editor-in-chief is now cosmologist Marcelo Souza down in Brazil. And it is a truly global astronomy magazine, as we have contributors from scientists and astronomers from around the world. And, so if you're, and it's also going to be multilingual. So, with this next issue that's coming out, you will see, if the contributor was from Mozambique or whatever, it's going to be in their native language plus English. So you're going to get a little bit of a cultural impact from the country, as well as their views on astronomy. So that's what's making the magazine different. Each issue of the magazine includes star maps from Wiltirian. We have, notices from other contributing organizations that are in there. So, and if you would like to be a contributor to Skies Up, we welcome articles and contributions from you. But the way to get your images in there is to win, show, or place in the astrophotography contest. And we're going forward. We're not requiring in this particular astrophotography contest or any of the others that it includes any Explore Scientific equipment. It can be using any brand, any type, homemade. We don't care. Okay. We just have some basic rules in there. And the basic rule for this astrophotography contest is that it's taken with a DSLR. So that's where we're at with that, Tyler.
So I'm curious, Scott, hypothetical here. We can take the last or previous contestant winners. Do you think that they could be given a magazine so they could showcase their winnings?
Print it out. Explore Scientific is purchasing a new high-end printer. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. And so, yeah, it's possible that the winners could actually get a hard copy of it. It is a digital magazine, but I can see where, you'd like to have something on the coffee table or in your library of astronomy books or something if you're a winner. So, sure.
Just an idea. Doesn't have to do it. Just an idea.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could frame, or someone could frame it with their picture and the article.
Do that too.
I mean,
Do that too.
But that's all I really got, unfortunately.
Okay.
I know it's sad
Great.
news.
And how much time is left in this particular?
Oh, we have till the 18th of March.
18th?
So don't be afraid to get out there, everybody, and take some pictures. Don't be afraid. Just send it in. And then
it's really warm tonight here.
It is warm. And it is.
We had temperatures. The thermometer was reading 84 degrees outside. So
and I'm stuck indoors
here yet again in Arkansas. So
that's blistering.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sitting in my office sweating. I mean, it's crazy. So anyhow, yeah. And so that's happening with the magazine. And tomorrow we will have the 35th Global Star Party with Gary Palmer Astronomy co-hosting the event. Gary is often on our programs. You've seen him talk about image processing, imaging, that kind of thing. And so he's out of the UK. It's going to be awesome. This is Gary's segment is de facto the European edition of the Global Star Party. But any of you are welcome to join, including joining the after party, which we will also have. So I will publish the way to get into the waiting room. We've slowly been inching up with more and more people participating in the after party. But it is a lot of fun. And so far, everyone that's been in the after party really likes it. So, and I think that's all I have for today. I'm going to turn it over to Jerry Hubbell, and Jerry is going to finish it's called the taxonomy of drive errors or astrophotography.
Imaging errors or something.
Imaging errors, okay.
Yeah, let me bring it up real quick.
Oh, and by the way, thanks everyone for all the nice comments that was about having Damian Peach on the Explore Now series yesterday. So that was really great. I know that he appreciates all of you that follow him and follow his Patreon page. So,
all right. So for those that have not, I don't know how many are out there that actually have not seen me go through this, but I'm going to start out. The topic is a taxonomy of stellar imaging errors that contribute to poor astrophotographs. Now, when we say poor astrophotographs, what we're talking about is the classical, beautiful picture photographs where you want the tight, round stars that are perfectly round. no matter what the image scale is. You still want tight round stars, and for beautiful pictures, very long exposures. We have quite a few customers that can do awesome long exposures, like tens of hours or hundreds of hours even, I think. People have imaged the sky with especially narrowband. You go long exposures on that. So these are the things that can contribute. Now, this is a pretty good list, but I think there's still some things out there that is not quite exhaustive. I think there's still some things that I missed. I've been through all these things, and we're getting down to the bottom of the list that I have right now. And if anybody out there has anything that I've missed, this document is actually posted on our forum. I don't know if you want to provide a link to the PMC-8 forum files section.
Need that? Sure.
Can you find that real quick and post it?
Yeah.
So we're down to last time I covered atmospheric refraction error. And now we're down to environmental random error, which is kind of the catch-all for things that are out of your control in some respects. Let's see. So these are random errors. They're not systematic for them pretty much, and they're caused by different weather and local environment problems that you have around your imaging system. And the first one I'm going to go over, well, there's two different types. There's spiking behavior, and then there's non-spiking behavior. Non-spiking behavior is really like gradual, smooth changes or smooth errors that show up. Spiking behavior are those things that really irk you and irked me when I was doing auto guiding that you can't control. And the first one is wind. Okay. Gusty wind can cause a random force on the main optical imaging system that affects the pointing. So if anybody that's ever tried to image and it's a little bit windy outside, you need something to block. And we have just the thing for you to block that problem. And that's called the observatory tent.
Yes.
We have an observatory tent that you can use to mitigate this image problem with the wind. So there also, and so that's like a random vibration to the system that's provided by the external force on the main optical tube typically. The other one is vibration, which the wind kind of can cause a vibration when it, but vibration is really a separate thing also when you have your tripod mounted on a not so stable surface like a back deck, which I used to do doing astrophotography, and you learn how to sit very still on your deck when you're doing astro imaging.
Yeah, don't move.
You don't move. Although I was surprised how really tolerant my system was in that regard. It wasn't, I could sit there and read something or tap on the computer and it wouldn't affect the imaging a whole lot. But if you got up and stood up, and it would definitely screw up the image. So vibration is anything coupled to the mount, pier, or tripod will cause the main optical imaging system to vibrate and affect the precise pointing of the camera. I guess there's other kinds of vibration that could be also cause, well, if you have it on concrete, let's say you're on a concrete sidewalk. I don't know if this is the case or not, Scott. I don't know if you've ever imaged with the tripod set on a concrete sidewalk. If you jump up and down next to it, I know you can probably shake it sometimes in the field, jumping up and down next to the tripod and the mount.
Well, concrete will take the vibration all the way through it. That's true.
Yeah, right. So that's spiking behavior, and that's the kind of stuff that you can't filter out with your auto guiding system. it's annoying when you have these nice round stars from the auto guiding system, but then it's got this little spike. It looks like a diffraction spike, but it's only one.
Yeah.
I mean, it could look pretty, I guess, if you like unicorns or something, it could be like that.
Yeah. Unicorns on every star. Unicorn.
That's
unicorn
right.
Horns.
That's right. So the non-spiking behavior is basically environmental errors that are caused by very slow moving effects. Seasonal does not really cause an image problem. That's too long. Monthly changes in climate do not affect any one imaging system, but may affect long-term studies that are being performed. So you've got things that affect your data. If you're taking data over several days or actually several months, the seasonal changes may impact the quality of your images at some point that you're getting, unless you filter out or screen these images, like it will definitely affect your night-to-night variation in the seeing will affect the size of your stars. So if you're shooting for stars that are the same size every time you take your images, you're saying I want stars that are full width half maximum between 2.0 and 2.5 pixels or something like that, and you limit it to that range over a month's long period. When you're doing imaging, you're going to be getting rid of a lot of images, probably, depending on where you're located at. So that's kind of a long-term change that might affect something.
Sure.
And I also talk about long-term changes due to your mechanical systems, which isn't really an external source of error. It's an internal mount-related error. I talk about long-term scintillation error can be an example of a non-spiking environmental error, but it's also classified error. So that's long-term scintillation error is basically when you have haze or clouds moving across the image over the session, over like a 3 or 4 hour session. You might have high clouds that cause some, it's broken. You see your seeing may go up and down. Your transparency definitely goes up and down. Your background noise goes up and down when you have that. So that can cause problems with the other thing I talked about previously on a previous episode, the long-term scintillation error with clouds, high clouds, is it can actually smear the stars in your image. It might look like you're not tracking correctly, but it's actually smearing from the clouds. The other thing I got listed here is a diurnal temperature effect, which affects the mechanical relationship of your mechanical system components. It definitely changes your focus position, which you have to update every so often. Typically depends on what type of tube you have. If you have a carbon fiber tube, it minimizes temperature changes to your focus pretty well. Other ones, you may have to adjust it every half an hour or more, depending on how fast the temperature is changing. You might have problems with your gear mesh changing over a session if the temperature changes a lot, where your guiding, you may have perfect guiding or really less than 1 arc second guiding at the beginning of your session, where at the end, because of the temperature change, you may see the guiding is creeped up to 1.5 arc seconds, something like that, because of the temperature change in the mechanical alignment of your gears. So that covers, I'm sure there's other ones that I haven't listed here. In summary, I just want to say this. Let's see, what did I do here? That's the summary. Understanding each of the components involved that when combined contribute to the overall quality of an image. So there's a lot of things that can make a bad image, and it's pretty easy to make a bad image. You can use the most expensive and best equipment in the world and still make a bad image. It's down to your skills and knowledge to correct that stuff. The equipment is capable to a certain performance level. It's your job to get it to perform at that level, basically. And for me, that's what becoming a world-class astrophotographer is no matter what your equipment is, if you can make it sing and make it work to the best of its ability, you're a world-class imager. That's the way I would. That's what I
Yeah,
would
that's
consider.
true. That's true.
Because you understand your equipment. You understand your
Right.
equipment.
That's right.
So I wanted to include in this paper, these effects can be mitigated through a variety of techniques and will be the topic of a future paper. I never really followed up on that. But it'd be great to see people's ideas on all these different errors and how they would correct them. What would they do to correct them on their system or on how they set up their and use their equipment?
Right. Excellent. Well, we're waiting at this moment here. Gary Palmer is going to join us here for a few minutes. So I wanted to talk about some other things that are going to be happening with in our community. We are adding a new feature to the Explore Scientific website. We've had for years our silver grade and certified pre-owned type of program where we can take products that were used during sales demonstrations or trade-ins or whatever, but apply a full warranty to it and make those available. Now we're looking at the possibility of making those available through an auction platform that we're going to test on our website starting next week. So we're busy configuring that and all the rest of it. So you'll see a new feature on it. Kent Martz will talk about what is the products that are available in that auction. And I think you'll be pretty happy with that. So it'll give everybody a chance to bid and we'll set a reserve, some value on the product, but it's fun to sometimes participate in an auction type of deal. I bought, I don't buy very many things on auction, but I did buy this on auction, and this was the exact duplicate of my first telescope. So
that's cool.
There's a whole story goes along with that, but I was able to get it. I put a top bid of $150, but it didn't go that high. It only went to like $35. So, but I really wanted it. So
yeah, you didn't want to miss out on it.
I didn't want to miss out on it because it was exactly the same telescope that I had when I was 10 years old. And it is from that year, and I have the box for it, and it was wrapped in a newspaper from 1970. Okay,
oh,
so
man, that's cool.
Yeah, so I knew it was legit. And
I had a question about our auction. It's maybe thinking outside the box. You may have thought about it already. Is this something that our customers could add to on our website for people to bid on if they want to sell their Explore Scientific equipment?
Right now, I would say no. It's not that interactive at this point. And the thing that is that the products that we sell, we warranty, we cover the warranty.
Right.
So
right.
So it's not quite like that.
Right.
But
I just anticipate that might be one of the questions you get from our customers.
I'm sure we will. Let's see. It looks like Gary wants to get on right now. Yeah, let me just get him a link. There we go. I think Gary's with us here. Or we'll be here in a second. I think he's going to log in with his smartphone. So.
Oh, that's an.
Mm-hmm. So also, I mean, you can see that we have the Explore remote telescope over here. Jerry is almost finished. He's been testing firmware on it, and it's been occasionally, I see the telescope moving around and stuff, which is fun. We practiced a little bit of, sharing the screen and having have Jerry control it. So we know that we can do that during a star party type of event.
Right, during the broadcast. That's
during the broadcast, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, Gary, how are you?
Hey Scott, I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Good.
Hi Jerry.
Are you on your desktop or on the phone?
Desktop.
Desktop. Okay. All right. So,
Desktop. Back in the office.
but anyhow, I wanted to have you on the show. You're setting up for the 35th Global Star Party tomorrow. We're going to start at 4 o'clock Central, which is 2200 your time. And why don't you give us a rundown of who's coming on?
We've got a few people coming on and a few more that are going to let me know tomorrow. Steve Collingwood's coming on from Pulsar. He's going to be on.
Right.
If it's
Pulsar
here, we have
Domes,
his dome up and running. Pekka's coming on from Sweden.
Awesome.
He
Awesome.
wants to talk about some of his imaging and some different bits. Andreas is coming on. Again from Sweden.
Yeah, he told me that he wouldn't be able to do another one until it was on a Friday. So
yeah. So he's quite keen to come on, and we've got Steve McDonald from All Sky Optics. He's coming on.
Oh
He's
wow.
going to talk about Meteor cameras and software for those.
Oh wow.
Meteor boxes and things like that. We've
Yeah,
got one
maybe
in
you
over
could show
here.
some examples of how his cameras work or something. So
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
cool.
So that'd be quite interesting. And then there's a couple of others that we're sort of talking to and just arranging on times.
Sure. Now we are going to have the after party. So one of the things I need to give you, Gary, is the login for that. And I will post, the announcement poster for the event and give people the link on Facebook. So you'll have the link like that, but we'll also announce the link during the show as well, if you're so inclined to join us in the after party, which should probably run. Probably a good time to start logging in is maybe an hour and a half into the show, something like that. You may have to wait for a little while as people finish up their talks, but it'll be great to have you on. We've had all the people who have participated in the after party have really enjoyed it. So
Cool.
so that I think it'll be good. I think it'll be
Excellent.
good.
And I will be doing a bit on calibration frames tomorrow.
Oh,
So
good.
we're going to have a look at dark frames, flat frames, biases, whether to use them, what they're actually doing, and how to capture them.
Awesome. Yeah, we had during the last Global Star Party, we had Cesar, I think is how you pronounce his name, his son, Augustine, talking about flat frames and stuff. So
Cool.
they're so important to get great quality images, So if you're following all of Jerry Hubbell's points on, tracking and drive error and stuff like that through the taxonomy series that he has, you follow Gary Palmer's talk about getting the calibration frames and everything, you're really set up to do some wonderful imaging. And, of course, the pièce de résistance is the image processing at the end. So, and how to put all that together. So, but, well, I'm excited about tomorrow. It's going to be a great event. Do you know how skies look out there?
There's a chance of it being clear for some time. We've had the temperatures suddenly go low again. So we've had a bit of fog moving through, and then it clears and then it moves through again. So, it was a comment I made earlier when Jerry was on about capturing bad frames. You chuck away about 50% of your frames here just on bad errors on sky conditions normally.
Yes.
So but it's there's a good chance of it being clear. You never know, we might get some clear skies out in Sweden as well, so that would be quite interesting.
Very cool. All right, well, I think that we're kind of wrapped up for today on our show. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to this, Jerry?
No, I think just everybody just get out there as much as you can. Do like Gary does. Try to grab every opportunity you have to get out under the sky, even if it's partly cloudy.
Yeah,
At least you can practice your craft, right? So you practice regardless of what the sky is. That's the main thing.
Very true. Very true. It's like being
I
a
always say the best time is when there's gaps in the clouds. That's when you do all of your testing, and then when it's clear, you've got it right.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, focusing all of those
Right.
different problems, rotation errors, and if you've got big enough gaps, you can do a little bit of guiding in between, and then just turn it off when the cloud comes through and back on again. You can practice all of that stuff. And it saves you hours, because otherwise you lose 2 hours of clear sky practicing all of those things when it is clear.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like being a musician. You practice anywhere, anytime. But when you're finally on stage, giving that performance, you're fluid, and that's where you want to be. So,
Yeah.
yep. All right. Well, Gary, thanks for coming on. And Jerry, we will
Look
talk to you
forward catching
later.
up tomorrow.
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. And
Thanks.
because the Global Star Party will be on at the normal time slot for the First Light Chronicles, there will not be a First Light Chronicles program. But that's okay, because we've got a Global Star Party to replace it with. So it's going to be awesome. So, all right. Thank you very much. As my friend Jack Horkheimer used to say, keep looking up, and we will see you soon.